Did you get your suit yet?
No, unfortunately I didn't.
Disappointed?
Well, I'm pretty disappointed with the guys, actually. I actually looked out there and I saw suits and boots. I don't know. But that's what happens when a couple of beautiful girls and some nice dresses tell guys something. They do it. Maybe I should get dressed up in a dress.
To the game, how's the team feeling? Confident after the comeback victory on Saturday?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, they're pretty confident. They're always pretty confident that they can win games, which is good, and which showed against, as I said, against a pretty. They left themselves a bit of a mountain to climb, but they climbed it pretty comfortably.
Injury concerns, Bradley, Caldwell, what's the status of those guys going into Wednesday?
Well, Stephen's going to be out. He's got a quad tear, so he'll be out for the unforeseen future. But Michael's training today, so yeah, he could be close.
Did he break down your door to play, like you said the other night? If you don't start playing and he's going to break down your door?
I locked a few doors and he still got to me, so yeah.
But he's always the kind of guy that...
Yep, he's available to play. He really wants to play, so we'll see. I mean, obviously, guys have done well, and this is what we wanted. This is what we wanted at the club. We wanted good competition. So it doesn't matter who you are. It's good competition.
How important?
Well, obviously they got they got a very dynamic team. They're a team that kind of when the ball's thrown out and they just go and just seem to play, they're a dangerous team. And it's a bit structured and there's thinking involved. They seem to be a different team, so we have to be smart. We have to be really smart in how we play. Don't give the opportunities that allow their strengths to kind of prevail in the game.
How important has the bench been for your team this season so far, and how important is it going to be in the near future with all the games in a short period of time?
Well, I think I said early on the season, I think I said the 12 to 18 are just as important because you're never fully fit. You're very rarely fully fit, the squad, and you need to have that balance. And you always, when we're putting the squad together, we always think just as much about the 12 to 18 as we think of 12 to 25, really. As just as much as a starting team. So when those guys get the opportunity, it's as I said, positions 9 teams to the world.
Despite Bradley's absence, one of the standout players on the team has been Colin Warner. I'm wondering, what have your thoughts been on Warner in the last couple of weeks?
That's why we brought him in. That's what we saw in him. That's why we knew when we did the trade, and everybody criticised us and had a go at us. They don't see the information and the due diligence that goes in when we do these things, and now everybody kind of sees it and kind of goes, oh, okay. But Colin Warner's been, in all honesty, to be blatantly honest, has been even more than I expected. He's such a fantastic player, such a fantastic guy. He gives a physicality and athleticism and a technical ability that we didn't have, and he complements what the other guys in the squad really well.
I suppose of the problems that a coach could have, I guess the one that really doesn't really affect you is having an abundance of wealth in all positions. How important has having guys like Warner or Bradley or how important have they been to you in what has been a very tough July? Yeah,
and the emergence of guys like Nick Haglin and Daniel Lovitz and Gilberto's coming back. These guys. Again, this is why when we put a squad together, you have to think of worst case scenarios, not just best case scenarios. The only thing we need to do is we need to play together. Unfortunately, through circumstances, we haven't had a continuity about the starting lineup, and we're all still pretty new together. So, as the season goes on and prevails, hopefully we'll get better and better, and the guys will get used to each other.
It's a busy stretch for July because there's so many games, and then we've got the Spurs game as well. So how much of the squad rotation will there be in the coming games?
Well, there will be a lot. There'll be a lot, and what will happen is there'll be injuries, and there'll be times where you need guys, and just when you think everything's sorted and that something's going to happen. That's one thing I know. The one variable I do know is that there will be variables. So everybody's got to be prepared, and we've all got to be ready, and we've got to hopefully be best prepared to if anything comes up, to hopefully be in a position where we can win games.
But it sounds like you've said you feel that you have the depth to see through this difficult stretch.
Well, we're still in a position that we wanted to be. We wanted to be at this time of the year. We wanted to have the ability to be able to go again and strengthen the squad if we could. And so we've got salary cap, we've got the allocation spot, we've got certain pieces in the puzzle that if we need to go get a player, we're in a nice spot where we can do that. So we're just waiting, to tell you the truth. Hopefully the MLS sign a nice young player that come in, and we're in number one spot, and we've got the salary cap to do it. Hopefully we might be able to pick something up.
Early in the season, Bradley almost experienced might have been a tipping edge in terms of replacing Stephen, but the other guys have done so well with Nick and Daniil. Would you be comfortable with any permutation of those three?
Yep, 100%. Nick's done so well, Daniil's done so well, and Bradley, when asked to be gone in there, he's done brilliantly as well. So, no, yeah, I think it's really hard. It's really hard to pick, the guys. All four of them have been so good, and we've got Justin Morrow that can go in there if need be as well, because he's played there before a lot of times. So, as I said, we just try and, when you put together a squad, you always try and think of, worst case scenarios. But, the guys have done so well that, it's given myself a very, very, very big headache, which is good.
You have selection issues really throughout the team now, apart from goal, I might suggest. Is there any? You're obviously trying to keep people happy and give them time, but with somebody like Gilberto, you've got a pretty good. Moore and Defoe seem to have a good understanding and work well together, and Gilberto has given you a different look off the bench. Are you comfortable with using him in that role?
Well, Chris Konopka, by the way, will probably have words to you. I think he's.
Sure enough. I never know who's going to win that one.
But no, circumstances happen that Gil got injured. He got injured at the start, then he came, then he got injured again, and we got the acquisition of Luke, which again was another fantastic trade, and he's been, as you said, he's been so good, and it's I think it's to all players in the squad. It doesn't matter who you are, wherever you are. It's about kind of, if you play well, you'll play, and again, that's we're trying to keep everybody happy, but unfortunately, what generally happens is when you get bigger and better squads, more people get disappointed, and but everybody's got to know their role. Everybody's got to understand that it's about the team, it's about Toronto FC, it's about the club, it's about the club's goal and, as I said, dream at kind of the end of the season, and that's what we're all kind of pulling for.
On Saturday, you had a choice to make, obviously, with Michael not playing. You went for Soria. Was it what you'd seen on the practice, but what he gave you creatively that gave him the edge, perhaps, over somebody like Orr or the other people you had available?
Well, yeah. Well, Jonathan again is just kind of coming back from. He's had niggly injuries all the same, and we're just trying to see. Well, we're starting to see kind of, the young man back himself. And he's getting better and better, and I think you saw that on a Saturday. He was looking like, I don't want to like the old self, because he's improved even more, but he's starting to look like the Jonathan Zero that we know, and that's great. And then but then you've got Dominic Adurus, who's starting to fit the team. You've got Jackson, you've got Michael Bradley, you've got Colin Warner, and then it's good competition now. It's Danny Lovitz he brings a certain energy off the bench, and he's asking to play as well. So it's not just in that one position.